U.S. intelligence shows that it's, quote, increasingly likely an attack is coming in a matter of days.
Correct. I think all signs show that Iran is going to do something. In fact, it almost has to do something. The supreme leader said they're going to do something. He ordered the government to retaliate. The new president has said they're going to retaliate. This was, they see this as a provocation that they killed Hania on their own territory when he was a guest of Iran. I think, as you mentioned, it's really interesting that we've said that we were sending a submarine there. You know, one of the values of a submarine is that you don't know where it is, and we don't usually tell our enemies and adversaries where our submarines are. So it's obviously meant to be a deterrent. There are also two aircraft carriers now in the region, or one is on the way, and there's one there already. So the U.S. is preparing to help Israel respond. What we don't know is whether Iran is going to do something in order to retaliate but not escalate, or whether, because of the gravity of what it feels was an invasion by killing Hania on their own territory, they will do something significant that results in significant Israeli deaths. And then almost certainly Israel will counter-retaliate, and then it could be a significant escalation. Netanyahu is not in the mood to be reserved, and we know that. And he's striking out in many different ways, trying to take out leaders of the proxy forces of Iran in many different places, and he's retaliating and responding and doing revenge attacks when he feels it is necessary to signal to all adversaries everywhere that we'll hurt you more than you hurt us.
Yeah, you've both brought this up. Netanyahu is a wild card right now. He's now publicly feuding with his own minister of defense. He's not listening to President Biden when he urges caution and restraint. The U.S. will defend Israel, but we don't seem to have any control over what Netanyahu was doing, and even members of his own government are concerned about many of his moves.
I think, Elizabeth, for example, if Iran does respond with overwhelming force, especially from Hezbollah to the north, that he'll use this as a way to open up that other front of the north. I think he somewhat wants to do it because he feels this is the time. They're in a war posture right now, and the United States has got the firepower there to help them as well. So they're going to lose as well. Hezbollah will lose significantly if these missile attacks come from Iran. But Iran still has the most to lose, because if it does escalate, to David's point, they're going to respond 10 times. They're going to respond disproportionately, likely going after Iranian targets coming from Israel.
But the point is, David, everybody's counseling caution here. The United States has been urging restraint, has been warning where we've got a lot of firepower in the region. If you don't, show restraint, the European allies are urging restraint. Even some Arab leaders are urging restraint, and yet we have no control over, A, what Iran will do, but almost more importantly, B, what Netanyahu will do in response.
That's right. Iran is sort of in a catch-22. I don't think they want a full-scale war with Israel because they won't come out of that okay. But they have to do something. And in April, when they responded to Israel, they lobbed a number of rockets and missiles
more than
at
300.
Israel. Yeah, exactly. A lot. But none of them hit, right? They were all taken out by Israeli air defenses and U.S. air defenses. Could they do that again? Yes. Would it be kind of embarrassing to have a second time where they actually had no significant damage to Israel, no casualties? It would make them look weak. So they kind of have to do something else. As we talked about last week, maybe something on the high seas, or maybe striking at Israeli citizens somewhere outside of Israel when they're on vacation. It's August. There are a lot of Israelis all over the world vacationing. I hope it doesn't happen, but that you could see. Iran has agents in lots of different places. There was one recently arrested in Peru who was planning an attack on Israeli interests. We've arrested Iranian agents here in the U.S. They're certainly in Europe. So Iran has options, but it also has to be very careful not to cause Israel to do something even more substantial that would really hurt the long-term interests of this new president in Iran.